Okay, well, thank you. And first, of course, as I'm sure you are all heard, our wonderful colleague from California, Senator Feinstein, has announced that she is not seeking another term. We're all glad she's remaining with us in the Senate and will be fighting the fight for the next year and a half. Quiet. And she'll be fighting the fight with us for the next year and a half. But she's a legend in California as the first woman senator. A legend in this Senate. She was the leader on so many different issues: assault weapons, environment, women's rights, and so much else. She approached everything studiously and carefully, but she had passion that accompanied her detailed knowledge of the facts. And she was able to convince people on both sides of the aisle to go along with her on issue after issue after issue. I first got to know her when she carried the assault weapons bill in the Senate. I was a Congress member and carried it in the House, and the guidance she gave of how to get it through the House, the help she gave by lobbying various House members, was just incredible. So she's an amazing person. She spoke at our caucus. She gave a very heartwarming and teary address because she talked about her husband and how she so regretted his loss. And he was her true partner. We all knew Dick Blum and loved him as well. And she got a standing ovation that lasted minutes and minutes and minutes, one of the longest I've ever seen, which shows the love that our caucus and our country have for this wonderful, wonderful leader and legend, Dianne Feinstein. Okay. Now, also welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day, Amy.
You're welcome. Thank you, Chuck.
I guess I forgot the red.
Yeah.
We had a great, I'm happy to be joined by Senators Durbin, Klobuchar, and Padilla. We had a great lunch. We discussed many topics, but of course one of the biggest is judges. Today we reached a milestone. We confirmed the 100th judicial nominee of the Biden administration as Judge Mendez-Miro. 100 judges, that's more than in either of the two previous administrations at this point. 100 judges who will bring balance and excellence back to the federal judiciary, who will be a great countervailing force against some of the hard-right MAGA judges that President Trump and the Republicans put in. There are 100 judges who are going to expand diversity and dynamism of the bench. There are 100 judges who embody the very best, not just of our judicial system, but of our country: experience, level-headedness, and fidelity to the Constitution. So today's a good day to reflect on these lasting accomplishments. This is one of our legacies. We talk about all the bills we passed this summer, but this is one of the most important and lasting legacies that Congress and this Congress, the past Congress and this Congress, will have. Today, because of Senate Democrats, our federal judiciary is far more balanced, more diverse, more experienced than the one the country had 2 years ago. The bench now has more public defenders, civil rights lawyers, environmental rights lawyers than we've had before. Of the 100 judges we've confirmed, listen to this, 76 are women. You say, well, why is more than a majority women? Because women had been left out for decades, and now we're restoring that. We're restoring that. Same thing with people of color. 68 are people of color, 33 black judges, 25 black women judges, 21 from Hispanic backgrounds. We are all so proud of all of that. We've also confirmed the first Muslim American and first Native American federal judge in history. You say, this is the first time? Yep, but it's there. And then, of course, we confirmed the first black woman ever to sit on the United States Supreme Court, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who, by the way, was also the first public defender on the Supreme Court. This morning we received, let's go to the next subject. This morning we received an all-senators briefing on the unknown objects shot down over the past week. In the briefing, the military and intelligence people outlined their approach to each of the 4 objects. We're learning more about these objects hour by hour, day by day, and we're continuing to work with Canada to recover the objects shot down. What I can say after our briefing is that the defense and intelligence agencies are focused like a laser on gathering every piece of the information, analyzing that new information they have, and coming up with comprehensive actions that we have to take now and on into the future. So it was a very, very good briefing. What we saw over the weekend is that if this administration sees any threat to the American people or American interests, they will take appropriate action. And I believe the action they took in all 4 of the objects that we've seen have been appropriate. The military intelligence agencies are working around the clock to get a more comprehensive picture of what's happening and recovering more evidence. Now, we still have questions about why they didn't discover these balloons sooner, these objects sooner, and balloons. Senator Tester is going to lead our caucus in investigating this. It's a good question. We need to answer it. Okay. And finally, we concluded with some happy and sad news about Dianne Feinstein and her great legacy. I'm going to conclude on this Valentine's Day with some very happy news. This is Noah. Sorry. Noah's my 4-year-old. He's on my head. This is Henry Alexander Wayland Schumer, age 5 days, with his grandpa. And we are very, very, very happy.
In front of a microphone?
I'm not calling on Durbin, but I will. Senator Durbin.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Chuck.